Here's a disclaimer and stuff, please don't get mad. Alright, improvised recording, let's go. Start off. Nothing special about the first room, just kill the enemies. Backs of the King Yetis are weak points until they get enraged, so. After wiping out all the enemies in the first room, if you've taken any damage, just go back to the healing pad. It'll full heal you, one time. In the area coming up, you want to bait the belly drum fish boys to come in closer while you back up, unleash your weapon art, and start spamming AoE Soaring Blade Photon Arts in the meantime, till you get them whittled down, and clean them up afterwards. Alright, next area, you're gonna head to the left, kill the fat boy there, the Centaurs will come over to you and the other fat boy won't be able to hurt you while you're on the first one. Once you kill the first one, either move on to the second one or finish off the Centaurs if it makes you feel uncomfortable to take on 3 at a time again. Alright, now it's time to kill the toy. Just keep attacking it. Don't worry about the Rappy unless the toy becomes untargetable, which is like the in-the-air wheel form. Just go kill the Rappy. If that happens, move back. He'll be out of it by the time you're done. The Rappy does last a considerable amount of time, so this one you're not in a super rush for. Next up, you'll be using normal attacks or your movement photon art to fly over the wall. If you disable the button, the traps will be disabled. Once you've disabled the traps, cheese the episode 5 enemies from atop the wall, come down and unleash your really strong weapon action attacks once you've got those built up. Just spend anything you can. Careful with the wolves, they deal damage if they just touch you. If you did accidentally trigger the alarm on the way to the wall, then some extra enemies will be spawning here in the next spot. Just adjust. When fighting Dark Ragne, your second and third normal attacks will stick you into his back so long as you're at level with his weak point, relatively. He cannot hit you. So just keep sticking, bash away. And I've found that if you use the weapon action powered attacks just to the side of his weak point, you should be able to sometimes hit his weak point with the second, like the really big sword attack. At the start of M2, you're going to want to bum rush the ship on the right side and start blasting away with your frontal AoE abilities. Use your connect if you have it. Do as much damage to it as you can until the other ship starts shooting rockets at you. Once it does, move over to that ship, because the other one's going to be priming some other attack in the meantime. You'll have a bit of downtime. and just keep alternating back and forth between each other until you manage to kill one, then focus down the second one. It shouldn't be too difficult. If you see a laser pointing at you, don't stay in that position, because it means the other one's using its prism laser on you. Next add wave, you're going to want to rush the turret that is on the left side corner, and go out over the shoulder OTS, and spam your frontal AoE into the group of enemies. Use your first half connect, if you can. If you start taking some hits, back off, turn around OTS, and start spamming your shockwaves, and step weapon action. Don't finish it, just step weapon action. Does decent damage, build up if you need some PP, and melt them all down. Then go off and finish the wizards afterwards. Next up is Ringa with the blue lumen mechs. Focus down the lumens as fast as you can, as safe as you can. If you stun them, use connects. Also bubble between the lower floor and the upper floor of the lava pit, and that will cause Ringa to kind of disengage from the fight and repath over to you whenever you move from the lower end to the upper end. So a bit of good AI manipulation there to keep in mind. Etoile lock-on and hitboxes suck. Need I repeat myself? After the warp, you're going to be met with a Winged Lumen and some Spinny boys. The Winged Lumen's going to cast a band on itself and its allies. You just gotta wait out the band and then kill them all afterwards. Make sure you kill the winged one first when it wears off, because it can do so again. At the Falz Pulsating Mines, just jump and glide over to the back of the lumens and spam your frontal AoEs. Then work your way to the Bronze Lumen and take him out with normals. Use your weapon action to parry his attack. If he does hit you, just recover out of it. Afterwards, gun it for the ship Lumen and unload everything you can on it as fast as you can. Kill it before anything, and then just duel the Knights. Hopefully you're good enough. After that's done with, go over, kill the Rappy, opens up some extra grinders for you, then fight the Elder Hand. There are a few cheese strategies, keep your eyes peeled for them. One of them will block the solo hand from reaching you and you can spam range attacks at it. The second one is me realizing that you can actually reach the turret on Etoile without wand or double saber, so yeah, just keep eyes peeled for that. Oh, also note that, for some reason, Falz Hand doesn't want to path around the gate when you're on the turret, so you gotta move it out yourself. If the Falz Hand was back further towards the turret and you stand where I am right now, It will get stuck on the terrain. You'll see it happen later. Right now, he just did too many attacks, so he's swapping forms. When you reach intermission, swap the side weapon for your sub-weapon of choice. I like holding on to Soaring Blades. Someone wanted to know how to utilize Wand in solo runs, so I'm using Wand in this. But it turned out really well. Buy hamburgers, I would recommend. Probably try not to use them, use your boosts instead. Hold on as many meds as you can for Masquerade. You will be utilizing the turret quite a bit here. Careful, if an enemy is too close to the turret's barrel, it will just vanish the shot. You can also see it go off in super funky directions that you may see in a bit. And you will use it for this wave of enemies and the next wave of enemies, but the next wave you want to rush for the Rappy first. Again, here you want to kill the Rappy as fast as possible. If you hit the button that you just passed by on your right side, you can disable the lasers, but you can just step dodge through those and they won't hurt you. Or move under them, or to the side of them, you know. Alright, here's your true test of will. In future MPAs, if you don't move when you land and you shoot the traps out, you can stop the spikes from popping up. It only happens if you reach this area with over 80% though. When you hit the jump pad, you gotta get on the turret immediately. Turn around, kill any knights that are between you and Fodrus. When Fodrus exposes a weak point to you, gun it. If he rises up for the spinny lasers, you stagger him by shooting little weak points on either side. Then just finish him off on his weak point. Next up with Berouge, you can either take him to a cheese spot that I'll show you here in a second, or you can fight him normal. If he exposes weak point, feel free to make use of whatever turret ammo you have left. There's another cheese spot that I discovered while doing this. It's not even intentional, but it's there. Alright, so here's the moment that I hope you watched beforehand instead of doing it simultaneously. So in order to fight Masquerade, you have to be solo with between 30% and 75% VR. Whenever you die, you lose 20%. If you get moon revived, you regain 10%, but that's not doable in solo. If you die with a challenge doll on you, you regenerate all 20% that you lost. So here, because I'm at 100% VR, I need to kill myself a total of 2 times. First, drop any challenge dolls you have, kill yourself once, then pick up both VRs. And then if you want to do what I do, kill yourself again in the next area. Make sure you pick up your challenge dolls before moving on to the next area. And then just sit and wait for the mission to end. If you die in M3 twice, you can't just sit in safety and you'll actually have to kill off the first boss in the next area. So, you know, if you want to laze around, do what I do. Picking up this VR moves me from 70 to 75%. In this instance, it really doesn't matter between 70 or 75%. If you want to be safe, then, you know, ignore it. But if this was a run for Anga Fandaj instead, being at 25% instead of 20% or lower means you get an extra life. But for this, so long as you're at 65% or higher, you get the same amount of lives.
Just a little bit more. Keep it up.
Alright, so more in-depth strategies being shown there in text. Generally, what you want to do versus Masquerade, thing to keep in mind, the more times a single attack hits him, the more it builds up his resistance to that attack. If that single attack ID registration deals over a set amount of damage to his health, he gains immunity from it. So you want to get your really easy attacks off that you won't typically be using. In this instance, I'm spamming a lot of very short weapon action charges with the wand, because I don't really actively use that all that much, and it's free damage. And since he goes relatively easy early on, I don't really have a need to go much harder than that. Eventually you'll be mixing in other photon arts, like, again, really light stuff, weave in some normal attacks and whatnot, charge weapon actions when you can. Make sure, if you do go for a full charged weapon action, let go as soon as you finish that charging if an attack is coming, because you can no longer block attacks when you get your absolute full weapon action charge. When he spawns his, like, little, clones, I would personally recommend swapping to Soaring Blades and using the, first weapon action charge attack of it. Hopefully, you can insta-kill some of his clones as they spawn with it. You also do gain, full AoE guard frames while you're in that animation, so that's actually the safest weapon action ability to use, plus it has higher DPS anyways. Well, not really, but barely doesn't have higher DPS than the full, or the second charged weapon action. So just take your time. If you get damaged, use your Etoile boost before you use any of your other meds. You'll have about 3 or 4 hamburgers and a monomate extra, so you want to go through those Etoile boosts. If you die, feel free to wait back and recharge. If Masquerade hits you with certain attacks, he will cut your health. If your health is cut, that means that his grab will one-shot you. I've experienced this a lot. So be careful, do your best, play safe, weave in all of your normals as much as you can with wand, as well as those weapon actions, as well as step normal attacks. Those also deal as easy damage as the short weapon action charge. Do everything you can to weed out as much free damage as you can before he gets enraged. Because when he gets enraged, that's when you want to use all your really big stuff, all your reliable damage. well, not so much reliable as, you know, bigger damaging stuff, because that's when you want to kill him faster instead of whittling him down. Oh, also note, if you are not acquainted with Etoile wand, note whenever you do a shift photon arc with wand, that little pulse effect has a guard frame on it. Make use of that. Alright, with this, good luck on your attempts. It took me about 3 or 4 tries before I knew many of the tactics that I showed in this video, before I was able to solo Masquerade, and it was a pain in the butt. I really hope he doesn't grab you as much as he did in my previous attempts, and yeah, best of luck, enjoy your Fluxio when you finally get it. And also, thanks a lot for watching. I made this video to help a single person, but if I can help more people, more the merrier. Want to do what I can to help people gain access to their Fluxio weapons, and sometimes you can't really find other people to run CM3 with. So, you know, with that, enjoy the rest of the fight if you want to watch it. If not, go ahead, do what you want to do. I am going to save a bit at the end of the video if you want to swing by to that, or wait a bit, you know.
A remarkable performance.
Alright, so yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, I know there's a lot of new people coming to PSO2 Classic now, and there's not a whole lot of support or a lot of really active players other than people standing at the Visiphone, or you might not know how to fight against certain monsters or something. If you have any questions, let me know on how to fight certain things. I've been thinking of like doing a monster compendium for fighting things and stuff, from a fighter perspective, of course. If anyone needs to know any of this stuff, just let me know. I don't know what people are interested in. I do stream on Twitch, PSO2, mostly. I've also been doing a Xenosaga 2 play on Thursdays. Will be gone for about 2 months, starting mid-July though. So not sure how consistent I'll be able to be on that. But until then, if anyone has anything they want to know, feel free to ask me either in the comments or stop by my stream, or I don't know, contact me on Discord or something. I'm fine with helping people. If it gets too wild on Discord though, maybe just keep it to the comments. I'm not sure how much traction this is actually going to get, so I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Whatever. Thanks. Hope this helps, and hope I can help people more in the future. PSO2 Classic is great. Make Fighter great again in NGS. I hate the loftiness there. Alright, bye!